Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. And recently on the monthly report, CIG kind of went into a little bit more detail about the Apollo. It's currently in development. I don't know when it's going to be released, but I thought it would be kind of interesting to go through and look at the original sales page for the Apollo and try to see all of the things that we currently know about this ship before CIG goes over more detail about it. So the Apollo is a medical ship, and we have several medical ships already in the game right now with the Cutlass Red, the Medical Terrapin, the Pisces R, and so forth. So I think it's coming into a fleet of ships that is slowly becoming more mature as medical gameplay is slowly developed by CIG. So I think it's going to be really interesting when it lands. Now, introducing 2948 Apollo, R-sized legendary guardian angel. In the early 30th century, the classic Astromedics vid series inspired citizens to better themselves as doctors, medics, and first responders, and cemented the Apollo in the cultural zeitgeist. Celebrate the Apollo and Astromedics by playing the classic license game, lovingly remastered by RSI. Okay, get them the hell out of there. Astromedics, Back from the Brink, the action-adventure cult classic that put the Apollo on the map. Back from the Brink was the third adventure from Chloe Hansen, Rick Revere, and their trusty Apollo. In this installment, the Astromedic team risked their lives lending their freelance medic services to a system that's being invaded by a Vandal clan. Widely considered the series' high point, it was a critical and commercial success, launching countless merchandise tie-ins and licensing deals, as well as helping private sector sales of the RSI Apollo skyrocket. Join Robert Space Industries in celebrating this beloved classic while simultaneously introducing the new 2948 Apollo. It is kind of interesting to see some of the lore that CIG had created when they launched this ship for the first time. And we have some quotes here. I'm not going to go through all of this, but as usual, when I make these videos, I'll leave all of the links and pages that we look at in this video in the video description below, so you guys can take a look at it yourself. And I guess these are the films, the movies in lore that the Apollo starred in. Alright, so right here we have a little game that you can actually play. I've played it. I kind of show you guys how it works. So it's called Astromedics, RSI Robert Space Industries. So we're gonna play, and you control the ship with your arrow keys, and I believe you can fire with enter. Or space bar. Wait. I died, but as you can see, that's kind of the best I've done. 77,000, and of course you guys can play this game too and try to beat my high score. So as you guys can see there, that game is kind of fun. And you guys see my high score, 77,000. And you guys could try to beat my high score. So again, this page will be linked in the video description. You guys can play it. Try to beat my high score. Let me know in the comments down below what score you get. Unlock the trophy. Become an Astromedics legend. Guardian Angel, the Apollo, a variant challenge has now ended. But you can still enjoy the game and try to beat your high score. So basically, you could play that game, try to get a high score, and then you would get that skin, I believe. But the event has ended, the challenge has ended, or whatever. But of course, you could still play the game. And again, I think they now just sell this as a variant. So, Apollo 2948 Classic Ship New Missions. I'm going to kind of zoom in here. The legendary Apollo chassis from Roberts Space Industries is the gold standard in medevac and rapid emergency response, having provided critical aid to the known universe for well over 2 centuries. When one thinks the first-class medical rescue, one thinks of the RSI Apollo. Along with superior armor and dual missile racks, the 2948 Apollo medevac pays homage to the classic 2910 film Astromedics Back from the Brink, thanks to delivery that accurately recreates the headlining ship, leading to a thoroughly modern ship, a dedicated retro vibe. Okay, or decidedly retro vibe. Okay, so we have the ship here, Explore the 2948 RSI Apollo. Click on these buttons. So right here we have comfortable patented transport RSI's top VTOL thrusters, dual shield generators, and patented shock balance system. The Apollo offers the smoothest ride in the universe. Of course, some of these things were just like marketing mumbo jumbo. Module med bays. This is something that the ship does have that they've talked about a little bit on the monthly report, that especially because modularity is in now, and we've seen how it works with the Retaliator. It's pretty easy, just kind of go into the mobiGlas it and equip the modules. So that is nice. So the Apollo will also have that capability. The innovative modular layer of the Apollo's medical base permits maximum efficiency and tailored levels of medical support to suit all levels of projected severity, while also supporting a more balanced configuration for patrol and general emergency response. I believe you have the ability to put in tier 1, 2, and 3 with more beds the lower medical tier you go. So yeah, and you have 2 of those modules, so you can have, you know, tier 1 on one side or tier 3 on the other side. You kind of pick and choose what you want to have. Medical lift drones. Now this is the interesting part about the Apollo, is that it does have those drones. Each Apollo comes equipped with 2 medical lift semi-automated emergency extraction pods, each capable of lifting up to 500 pounds quickly and securely from the ground to the ship. Each drone is outfitted with payload preservation armor, auto gyro stabilization, and shock balance absorption technology to minimize patient safety and comfort throughout extraction. So basically, this is like a stretcher that will be deployed from the bottom of the ship. It will go to the patient and pick them up and then take them back to the ship. Now, again, this is, I don't know if this will be working when the Apollo actually launches, but if it is, it would mean that it's the first drone that CIG has working in the game. Then we have easy in and out. The Apollo is designed to get in and out with the speed and efficiency required for rescue, medevac, and mixed emergency applications. Its easy access rear ramp deploys in seconds for effort patient transfer, no matter how dire the circumstances. So this, of course, has ramp at the back. You have the drone area, the modular med bays, and the habitation in the front. Max crew is 2, length is 43, width is 30, height is 10, speed is 205 here, mass. These things might be adjusted when it goes straight to flyable. Then we have some more stuff here. Then we have the brochure. We can read the brochure, and this will give us the specs of the ship here. Rescue mission legend, a little bit more about that. Rapid response, emergency, and efficiency. Safe extraction. So this is going to tell us a little bit about the medical lift drone here. So this is basically how this drone looks like. So it's kind of open in the middle and it kind of suspends the patient. So so basically how it would work is you would kind of hover the Apollo or land the Apollo, you send out the drone, and this drone would fly to the patient, right? And it's hollow in the middle here. And this is like a anti-gravity thing. So it would surround the patient and then it would levitate the patient in the middle of the stretcher here, and then the drone would go back to the ship and up into the ship, and then from there the staff, nurse, doctor, whoever could manually control this drone, put the patient in the bed and heal them. So again, I think this is kind of the most interesting piece of the Apollo that I'm not sure how they're going to implement, but pretty interesting nonetheless. Okay, so now we have a better look at the specifications. Of course, we have the size, max crew is 2. It does have heavy armor, which is kind of interesting. And again, if you're comparing it to something like the Terrapin Medevac that's also supposed to have heavy armor, price-wise, this is going to be very competitive because you do have those modular med bays and much more spacious interior. Max speed, don't have to worry about too much. Again, balance reasons, CIG might change that. Cargo capacity 28 SU. Again, I'm not entirely sure how CIG are going to implement that. Turrets, 1 remote turret with 2 ballistic Gatlings. Again, CIG might change that up a little bit. Missiles, 2 size 3 missile racks. Then modular components. You have 2 rooms each with the options of 1 emergency bed operation room. This is going to be like your tier 1. 2 intensive care beds, tier 2, and 3 regular care beds, your tier 3 beds. A limited edition livery 2948 Medevac model, pays homage to the cult classic. This is again the red and white one. You have kind of the ship specs there. The triage. So the Medevac, the Medevac is the white one. The triage is the red one. You're gonna have basically all the same specs that the Medevac has, except the triage does not have the missiles, according to this. Yeah, you have the same modular components. You don't have delivery, but the only thing you're down is missiles. So the Medevac has those 2 size 3 missile racks that the triage doesn't have, but other than that, everything else is the same except the paint. Again, talks a little bit about the module bays. So this is called the Shepherd Medlift drone. The Apollo comes equipped with 2 Shepherd Medlift drones. Again, 500-pound capacity. We don't have to worry about too much. I don't really think weight is in the game like that. Safe extraction. So you see that's where the drones come out from. The middle of the bottom. You can see the ramp at the back there. Very interesting stuff. Right now, the Apollo is not currently available. But of course, it will be when it goes straight to flyable. But I did want to go through and take a look at what the price would be to kind of compare some to other ships, because there are a lot more medical ships in the game right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, so now we're comparing ships here. So I'm looking at the Apollo Triage versus the Terrapin Medic. So of course the Apollo is in production. The Terrapin Medic is currently flight ready. It's categorized as a large size ship here on this website, and the Terrapin is categorized as a small. Size wise though, they are very different. The Apollo is 43 meters while the Terrapin is 19. So the Apollo is like twice the size as of the Terrapin. Has 28 SCU of storage on board inside of kind of like the little hangar area in the back. Of course, the Terrapin has no storage. Price wise, the Apollo currently $250. Now, more than likely, this will go up in price before it goes straight to flyable from concept. But of course, the Terrapin Medic is $220. And of course, the Pisces is not here, but the Pisces is $65. a really good price for what it is. But then again, I'm really not comparing those ships because the Apollo has those med bay modules that allows you to change out and have that tier 1 med bed. So that really puts it at an advantage versus other ships like the Cutlass Red and the Terrapin Medic. But again, a little bit more expensive for what I would consider a lot more ship, right? And no real reason to compare the weaponry and stuff like that, but I think a lot of people have good reason to be excited about the Apollo. Again, it also has heavy armor like Terrapin. Again, according to the web page, the old web page, I don't know if CIG is going to continue with that in the future, but I think it's a very interesting ship. It, of course, medical gameplay has a little bit to be desired right now, but I feel like in the future that might change a little bit as different mechanics come online. You know, we recently saw the player beacon system become active again. Player bounties kind of become active again. So I think that realistically, players, once this ship lands, you might be able to actually get some use out of it. I think that players will definitely try and, you know, put out beacons, see if a Apollo shows up to save them, to help them. And that's really the direction that we're all waiting for the game to go in, to be able to have those immersive moments and rely on other players. Of course, it's really going to explode once CIG, you know, fixes the Moby Glass system and updates all tools and our ability to make player contracts and all that kind of stuff. That's really going to be the turning point for these player-to-player careers, right? Like refining and medical gameplay and refueling. These are real player-to-player careers that these ships really come alive when the player base is a little bit bigger and when we have more tools to do certain things. So let me know what you guys think about this ship in the comments down below. I'm not personally gonna get one. I don't currently own one, but I'm pretty excited for this, honestly, to see it around in the verse, to see people rescuing other players with this ship. I think it could be really interesting. And with all that said, that's going to be it for me in this video, you guys. I want to thank you guys for watching again. You guys have been supporting the videos, and it always means a lot to me that you guys enjoy this content. I hope you guys have fun playing the OG gaming and posting your high scores in the comments down below. I want to see what you guys get. But like I always say at the end of these videos, you guys, like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Salute.